Despite the COMELEC painting over one of the pink campaign murals in El-Shaddai, Isabela, more murals in support of Vice President Leni Robredo and Senator Kiko Pangilinan have been put up in the province. The camp of former Senator Bongbong Marcos denies that he was avoiding handshakes after a video of his motorcade in Caloocan went viral. Brother Mike Velarde may have already endorsed the BBM-Sara tandem, but that didn't stop the duo of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno and Willie-Ong from wooing members of El-Shaddai. The tandem of Senator Ping Lacson and Senate President Tito Sotto visits Baguio City, while Senator Manny Pacquiao takes his campaign efforts to the vote-rich province of Laguna. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. More murals in support of the Leni-Kiko tandem are popping up in Isabela. This following authorities' erasure of their first mural painting in the municipality of El-Shaddai, despite this being on private property. Marian Enriquez with the report.
In this highway along Barangay San Placido in Rojas, Isabela, a group of youth can be seen painting this wall pink with the phrase Rosas para sa Rojas in big bold letters. They are youth volunteers for Leni and Kiko here in Isabela. They said the materials they are using are all donations from the supporters of Vice President Leni Robredo and Senator Kiko Pangilinan.
We were trying to break that invisible wall since nasa north, solid north, and lahat naman kami mulat na sa katotohanan. Yung goal po talaga is to inspire others or yung mga tahimik dito na ipakita na may mga kakamping na hindi solid north ang Isabela.
Recall that Isabela Governor Rodito Albano earlier claimed that the province is a Marcos country. Albano has also formally endorsed the Marcos Duterte tandem.
Ito talaga Marcos country. Doon pa, kahit di pupunta si dahil doon sa mga ginawa ng tatay niya. Di ba man yun, yung dam, yung dam ng ano,
Mga 80% makuha.
80%. Conservative, 80%.
In fact, the first pink wall painted by volunteers in El-Shaddai, Isabela was erased, then later vandalized. However, the youth supporters from Rojas, Isabela were not discouraged. They made some alterations to the mural and removed the name of Leni to prevent it from being erased again.
Mas nagtungo kami dun sa symbolism na route. Siguro naman yung pagka-pink at pagka-rosas ay maiintindihan na rin ng mga tao.
Robredo's youth supporters also admit that they often receive harsh words from passers-by in the province, as many are in support of Marcos Jr.
Kadalasan po kasi yung mga dumadaan dito since highway, may mga titigil, may mga iikot and babalik na BBM kami, Leni, lugaw, lugaw yan, ganun po. Pero at some point, nasasaktan pa rin po kami, pero kailangan po talaga namin tumindig para po malaman na may boses talaga ang mga kabataan dito sa Isabela, kahit pa sabihin nilang province of Marcos po ito.
However, they remain unfazed and more determined to fight for their freedom to express support for the Robredo-Pangilinan tandem. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos's Caravan in Caloocan attracted hundreds of attendees, including some critics who held up Never Again placards. Marlene Alcaide has the details.
Partido Federal ng Pilipinas presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos Jr. held a campaign caravan in Caloocan City. The caravan kicked off in South Caloocan, where Marcos Jr. and his team were greeted by plenty of supporters. Joining Marcos in the convoy was Caloocan City Mayor Oka Malapitan, who already expressed support for the former senator.
Ngayon lang tayo nagkaroon ng ganito kalaking political gatherings dito sa lungsod ng Caloocan. Ito'y hudyat, pagpapakita ng ating pagmamahal sa team ng Bongbong, Sara at mga senador.
But also seen during the caravan were supporters of Vice President Leni Robredo. While wearing pink, some supporters held signs saying "Never again" or "Unity is not a platform." Despite this, the campaign continued for Marcos Jr. In fact, the motorcade had to be cut short after extending beyond schedule. Past 2 in the afternoon, Marcos Jr. finally arrived in North Caloocan. There, he met up with running mate Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and their Senate slate. Among those present were former Quezon City Mayor Herbert Bautista, former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, Deputy Speaker Rodante Marcoleta, former Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, former Senator Jingo Estrada, and attorney Larry Gadon. Also present was actor Robin Padilla. But as clarified by Marcos Jr. himself, Padilla is not part of the Unity Team Senate slate. During her speech, Mayor Sara thanked the people of Caloocan for supporting her father, President Rodrigo Duterte.
Ang bayad ng pamilya ay ako at ang aking pangako na gagawin ko ang lahat sa aking trabaho upang meron tayong mapayapang pamumuhay dito sa ating bansa.
Marcos Jr. meanwhile laid down his plans for the country. This includes strengthening tourism, improving the country's internet speed, and lowering electricity rates. Marcos Jr. also reiterated his push for unity in the country.
Isinisigaw namin ang aming adhikain na magkaisa ulit ang sambayan ng Pilipino.
For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
After that caravan, the camp of Bongbong Marcos denied that their presidential candidate has been avoiding handshakes from the public. This after a video of Marcos forcefully pulling his arm out of his supporters' reach during a caravan went viral. Later on, Marcos posted a picture showing his bandaged wrist, though many netizens observed that this was not the same BBM that withheld his arm from supporters. While Marcos Jr. is reportedly injured on his left wrist, it was his right hand that he pulled back in that viral video. Still, Marcos Jr. spokesperson insisted that the candidate was simply preventing further infections to his wrist wound. He also asked Marcos Jr. supporters to refrain from squeezing the presidential's hand and arm so that his supposed wound could heal. The Lacson-Sotto tandem received a warm welcome during their visit to Baguio City over the weekend. And because of this, Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong believes that the tandem will get many votes from the summer capital of the Philippines. Here's the report.
No less than Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong accompanied presidential candidate Senator Ping Lacson and his running mate Senate President Tito Sotto. As they campaigned around the city, the tandem stopped every now and then to take selfies with their supporters. Lacson says he is happy with the turnout of supporters, but one of his main concerns is following health protocols and social distancing.
Talaga mahirap ding iwasan, pero as much as possible, after you become conscious, talaga mag-maintain ka ng distance.
For the tandem, getting the support of Baguio City will be a big achievement since it's a hub for people from other provinces too.
Well, it's important na yung mga taong nandito, nakikita kami, tapos nagkakaroon ng engagement. Kasi nga, hindi lang limited nga na taga Baguio ang nakakasalamuhan natin dito. Kasi pag tinatanong mo, talagang kung saan sila nanggagaling o nanggaling na lugar. Even yesterday, sa Tamawa na pinuntahan namin, marami talaga ibang lugar eh. Nagugulat ka ako eh, namamasal sila sa Baguio, especially during weekends.
Meanwhile, Magalong says he was also surprised with the turnout, and while he can't promise a sure win among the residents of Baguio, he is optimistic that the Lacson-Sotto tandem will do great in the city on election day.
Nagulat nga ako eh. Very warm. You know, ang Baguio kasi is very intelligent yung mga voters niyan. Nakikita ko naman, there will be very optimistic ako. Very optimistic ako because meron naman ng punta rito mga candidates din na hindi ganito ka-warm yung pagsalubong nila. At ako naman tuwan-tuwa lang.
After visiting Baguio City, the Lacson-Sotto tandem also stopped by Pangasinan. In the province, presidential candidate Ping Lacson addressed the problems of tricycle drivers in the area. Lacson offered to give ayuda to the public transport sector to help them with the ongoing fuel price hike. The Lacson-Sotto tandem also met with around 1,200 farmers in Nueva Ecija. And during the meeting, Lacson pointed out that the rice tariffication law was not implemented well. That's why he vowed to review or repeal the law if necessary if he becomes president. Presidential candidate and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno has meanwhile started the Mindanao leg of his campaign over the weekend. His chosen starting point was Maguindanao, where he was endorsed by the prominent Mangundadatu clan. But this comes with a twist, as the family's vice presidential bet is Sara Duterte, and not his running mate, Dr. Willie-Ong. Moreno kicked off his Mindanao campaign in Buluan, where he was welcomed by an estimated crowd of 50,000 Maguindanaoans. The presidential aspirant vowed to have a pro-Mindanao agenda should he win the elections. And that includes the continuation of the existing BARMM. But before heading to Mindanao, Moreno had the chance to woo members of the Catholic charismatic group El-Shaddai on Saturday. Moreno joined the group's worship service and was even introduced by their head, Brother Mike Velarde, who had earlier endorsed another candidate, Bongbong Marcos. During the program, Moreno promised El-Shaddai members that he will lead an administration that is fair for all Filipinos should he be elected. Velarde, on the other hand, reminded the group's members that it is up to them to choose who to vote for in the upcoming elections.
Wala po akong stiff neck. Hindi po matigas ang leg ko. Marunong po ako lumingon sa lahat ng taong tumulong sa akin. Kaya sa inyong lahat, sana naman, ngayon ay Pebrero pa lamang. May panahon pa. May panahon pa. Switch to Isko.
Presidential aspirant Manny Pacquiao vowed to get rid of corrupt officials if he gets elected president. Hundreds welcomed the senator as he made his way around Laguna over the weekend. And while no formal endorsements were made, San Pablo Mayor Amben Amante and other barangay officials showed their support for Pacquiao. Pacquiao also met with some vendors, drivers, and fishermen and promised them free housing for the first 3 years of his term if he wins the election. The senator also reiterated that the country should stop electing corrupt leaders.
Kaya nga pag ako naging presidente, umantad na lahat. Kasi madugo talaga. Hindi naman madugo na patayan, pero madugo para makulong lahat ng mga kawatan sa gobyerno. Dito ko ipakita sa kanila kung sino si Manny Pacquiao. Hindi ko sila sasagutin sa mga pag-insulto nila sa akin, pero sasagutin ko sila sa pamamagitan ng aking performance pagdating na panahon.
Let's find out where presidential candidates are headed today, Monday. Senator Manny Pacquiao will visit Guagua in Pampanga, where he is scheduled to attend a church activity. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos will make the rounds in Manila today. And just yesterday, the so-called Uniteam held a motorcade in the city, visiting the areas of Del Pan, Zaragoza, and Tondo. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.